There's men out there
and
when there's alcohol around. Exactly. And if you look like a wolf monkey that like bark at them, they not gonna come to you. But if you being very demure, sweet, minding your business, it attracts men to come to you. Not what you look like or anything.
So that
when you fresh out of college and you never had champagne, you used to drinking Mad Dog 2020 and you used to drinking Alizé, and then you drinking something for your first time, you don't even know, like, had no clue that champagne can do that to me because I never had champagne up until that time. You see what I'm
But that
saying?
ain't got nothing to do
So
with
I
the
was
girl
at a
trip. That ain't
party.
got nothing to do with the environment, though.
I was using an example. I was using an example that if you a chick that put yourself in that predicament on a girl's trip, that's what I was trying to do. Thought you guys could catch on to that analogy, but I was just saying,
Then
it don't have to be.
you'll be the same chick
You
that
don't
didn't
have
want
to
to do
be in
that
that.
on
You
same
don't have to be in that
mistakes.
predicament with a guy to understand how you can be put in a predicament and not realize it until after it's already happened. Make it make sense. We smart here, so you know what I was saying when I said it. So we are talking about the girl's trip. We are still talking about a choice that a woman makes when she's in a relationship or not in a relationship, whether she with some chicks that she know is hoes or not some chicks that know is hoes. I feel like because of my experience that if you've been in a relationship, you know how to respect that, and you wouldn't be that excited to go on a girl's trip. Most of your chicks roll like the same way. Most of mine are married, so we ain't even trying to figure out a trip without our men. We trying to figure out a trip with our men. So I'm just
What
saying
about
that's
your
what
friends?
it
What
is.
about your friends from college who don't even live here?
They my don't live in the country because all my friends is across this country. I barely have any friends here in Arizona where I'm at.
Right. So when do you
so
go see them with your
We
man?
get to
Like
go all
you
the
have to
time
go
for the
with your man.
holidays. No, I never said that I had to go anywhere with my man. We're talking about a girl's trip. Me visiting my girl coming to visit me, whatever that is, it's the holidays, that's different. A girl's trip is considered you being away, spending the night somewhere else with nobody else but your girls. It ain't the same as going and spending the night in someone else's crib when you got a man. A lot of times women in relationships do not want to sleep in and wake up the next day with a chick in the bed unless that's how you get down.
no, I mean you don't
Or
have to
in
do
the
that.
same house.
No, 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 no. I think that we just think of things differently. That's all. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
we just think of it differently.
Because when I if
Because
I'm
it ain't had nothing to do with no alcoholism. Don't even try to deflect that. It ain't got nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, Shan, on this one, I just think you're a little bit naive on what it's like to be out there.
I've been
But
out
you're
here,
not
I just got ahead of
understanding. You're not.
myself.
No, you don't, boo, because you really think that the sun is
all,
always rising and you can go on a trip with some
all
girls
the
and
happy
still be in a
cookies right
relationship
now.
and think that your man gonna be happy, okay with that, even if he said it's okay. Why would you want your man to feel like said, gotta worry about you or not worry about you on a girl's trip? If that's how you feel and he cool with that, great. But if you know men and if you know a relationship, then you know you're not trying to get away from your man that much around a whole lot of other shit that ain't got nothing to do with the way you live your life right now. If you live your life in a
That's
relationship,
two points.
you're
I
gonna
was
live
talking
it in a
about
relationship.
too.
I think that too. So my guy, I don't take that many trips, but my guy would be okay because he knows who I am as a person, right? I don't think that he has that issue because he knows I move like that every single day. It's not a trip is not going to change who I am. Most of the time, these people move like this, just like Kelly said. It ain't that girl's trip. She probably move like that on the weekend. She probably moves like that when she go to home. People with homecoming or whatever she go. It's places that she don't need a girl's trip. She moves. That's how she moves, right? So and I get it. People like, oh, I'm far away. People, I'll do things that I normally wouldn't do. That just ain't one of them. Not for me, at least. I just don't. That's just not how I move. I just, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, Coco, because I do know that's the truth. There are women who that's their reality. I'm just saying for me, my friends, that's not.
There's a
But
reason why when we
you keep talking about personality. This is not about personality. It's about being smart, being street smart, respecting your relationship, respecting
let
who you are.
them
You know how
let
you're
them
gonna
know.
move. What?
That's not street smarts.
No, I was
That's
saying,
it has
Coco,
nothing to do with
I
street
want y'all to
smart.
get all y'all too fast. I want her all
Because
the truth.
I'm
That's
confused
what I
because
want.
the only the only
Tell it,
man
girl. Go ahead, Kelly.
who would feel a way about their girl going on a girl's trip is a man who feels a way about their girl. Period. He think you lose? Does he think you easy to get with? Does he? Because a man who is with me is going to know that it's not happening. Like you got to move. You have to carry yourself the same way everywhere. And if you do that, then you're gonna surround yourself with people who carry themselves like you, and you're not gonna be put in a situation where you gotta get touched up on or whatever. You can't drink if you're on a yacht because he paid for it.
Girl, bad. You know what I was talking about. Girl, bad. Stop.
Nah, and what I'm saying is, that's like some
oh, don't put yourself in that predicament. You know what? I'll just call devil's advocate. Maybe we don't look the same, so the attention we get, whether we married, wearing a ring, being cordial, being demure, it does not matter. It does not matter. There's men out there when there's alcohol around. Exactly. And if you look like a wolf monkey that like bark at them, they not gonna come to you. But if you being very demure, sweet, minding your business, it attracts men to come to you. Not what you look like or anything. Exactly. Most of the wolfmans do too. Most of the wolfmans do too, honey. So at the end of the day, personality and how you carry yourself, you go on a girls trip one day and go on a boat one day and maybe be very attractive or maybe a man interested in you, and then you see what it's like when you actually have that situation, that experience happen, and you see if you actually tell your boyfriend you're gonna go, and if he says okay, great. I didn't say that's an issue. All I'm saying is chicks that be like, oh, I gotta get away, I'm about to go on this girls trip. It is what it is. I know what happened on girls' trips, and chicks that's in relationships and married don't want to go on girls' trip. I just feel like, okay, well, we know what happens there. That's what you want to do. Maybe you want to get away from your husband.
What happens on girls' trips? What happens?
All kind of things happen on girls' trips. Fun, drinking, sex, curls, clubs, eating, whatever you want to, dancing. What do you mean what happens on girls' trips? You know
but
it,
you
right?
ain't gotta cheat, but you ain't got to cheat on your man.
Who said there was cheating involved?
That's the only reason why he wouldn't want you to go, right? If you were acting inappropriate.
No. He might not want me to be around chicks that do whole shit. You know what I'm saying? He might not want me to be around.
So he doesn't trust your
environment.
So he doesn't trust your judgment.
If I went to my dude, which I wouldn't, but yes, for answer your question, if I went to my dude and I said I'm gonna go on a girl's trip, and he told me that he was okay, or he said he didn't like it, I'm not about to argue. What am I arguing with him about it for? For what? Like,
exactly. Because my flight is booked.
I'm gonna argue with my man for a girl's trip. Come on, make it make sense.
Let's be very clear. I agree that if your man does not want you to go to a girl's trip for whatever reason, you should definitely, adhere to that. You guys should have that conversation. You should not do anything that your man does not want you to do. Correct. I agree with that. I think that my disagreement comes with the narrative that every time you're going to go on a girls trip, there's this crazy thing happening. And I don't think that is true at all. And I think that there's this narrative out there that every girls trip is going on, people out here hoeing. Not true. Right. But the part that I do agree with you is if it's an uncomfortable situation for your partner, if your partner is very adamant that you should not go on this trip, there should be no argument. You should not go on the trip. So I just want to be
that's all I'm saying.
With that part. That's not the part I'm disagreeing with. If the girls trip makes your partner, feel some type of way, don't go on the girls trip. It's not that serious.
There's a reason why when women go on a girls trip down to Miami, they end up breaking up their friendship. They end up all going together and then leaving on separate flights, fighting and argument. Like there's tons of like conversations and documentation of this, but nobody ends their relationship or their friendship when everybody goes to Jamaica. It's only when they go down to Miami they end their friendship. Everybody gets what they want.
Where are you getting your data? Because it just seems like you're making stuff up from personal experience.
I've been to Jamaica, so I don't know.
I've been everywhere. I ain't never lost no friend off no trip.
Man, you'd be surprised. These chicks, man, they've ended.
Give me some data. Give me some.
I've been to both. I've been to Jamaica and I've been to Miami. I've had conversations with friends. I've had conversations with female friends.
Go to Margaritaville. I've been to Jamaica 4 times. Go to Margaritaville at night.
Ladies, look how selfish y'all are. Ladies, look how selfish y'all are. My man Lou and myself and JR was quiet when y'all was talking, but as soon as this brother get an opportunity to speak his piece and to say what he needs to say, y'all jump in on that man. Y'all give that man hell. Well, where's your data? Where's your data? Come on, ladies.
We said what we said.
Don't be so damn selfish. Allow that man to speak.
It's a feminine trait.
Luke, speak your truth. Because I mean, ladies, we let y'all go back and forth and tell on yourselves. We didn't say a goddamn thing. We just let y'all do what y'all do. We didn't do but sit back and collect data and information. But now that my man Lou wanted to say something, y'all just gonna shut him down. Fuck your feelings, Lou. I want to say what I want to say. Where your dad?
He's making stuff
Lou?
up, like just like you. We not about to sit up here and let no fallacies
even if
go
he
through.
is,
Y'all
allow
sound
him
like
to
Trump.
finish, though, ma'am. Kelly, even if he is making everything up, allow him to finish and then rebut after he's done. Can you do that, sister? Right on. Go ahead.
I'm
Lou.
sorry. This is my first. This is my first podcast, so I'm sorry. I don't know all the etiquette and stuff like this. It's really fun. I'm really passionate, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna come off a little aggressive. But I love it.
I can see how passionate it is. I see it's on your heart, but allow the brother to finish. Right on. Go ahead, Lou. Tell your truth, brother. Don't be afraid.
Nah, I mean, look, I just understand the friendship dynamics that sometimes happen on these trips. There are times where people have disagreements and arguments about things that compromise their friendship, compromise their relationship, and we act like these things are not happening, like we're somehow making these things up because we're trying to write a freaking script for a movie or something. These things happen. We've seen this. I've been to Miami number of times, and I've been around people, and I've been around people who've traveled. I've been to Jamaica. I see and know what is going on. I'm not naive. We're all not naive. Like, social media has really made things very, very clear. We get to see behind the veil. This isn't like before where they tell you some story and there's parts of it that got chopped up. Like, we see what's going on. Like, you want us to operate under the assumption that we don't have the wherewithal of what's happening on these trips.
So let me ask you a question, Louis. Do you think all women are the same?
No, I do not believe all women are the same.
Because I mean, you go onto the internet to get your information.
No, I never said anything about the internet. I said conversations. I said conversation. I never said the internet. I never said Instagram. I said conversations. Conversations among peer groups, amongst individuals that you're either in community, etc. This is where we get our conversations from, not the internet. I don't live on the internet.
Let me tell you where the argument comes. In my friendship group, I got a girl who want to go on a trip every year. The argument comes when she get mad when nobody want to go on that trip with her. That's when she start being silent because nobody want to go. That's the only argument that takes place out of a girl's trip over here. Because nobody feel like spending all that.
2 times I got in an argument with my friends because I invited my dude on the girls' trip and I didn't tell him until he got there. And they were like, "Oh, okay, so that's what you did." Like, he gonna be in the room. Like, I still meet y'all downstairs.
Because some people, that I will say, some girls have friends that other friends don't mess with, right? Maybe that's a situation. Is that the situation you're talking about, Coco, where you invited somebody and the other person didn't know the other person was coming?
It was the girls' trip. Like, there was the last 2 girls' trips I had in my 20s. And it was a girls' trip, and it was supposed to only be girls. You know, it was just only supposed to be girls. I just didn't, I got my own room. But I've always been that type of girl. Even in college, like, I just never wanted to share a room with chicks because I be having my stuff everywhere. So I always had my own room. That wasn't different for them. I just didn't tell them that my dude was coming. He just got a flight and came. And when we was checking in, that's when they was just like, so of course the whole trip they was acting some type of way because I had a dude there. I didn't miss anything, but they were just mad because I had a dude there.
But Coco, let me ask you a question real quick. Did your dude know any of those women, or if those women were in relationships, did they know their guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So your dude being there, he obviously knows these women, and he obviously knows the men who are in these relationships with these women, and they felt the type of way because he was there on that trip.
Well, he was cool with it. He was like, he was like, "Oh man, like, you can go." Like, he didn't want to go because he knew all the other guys wasn't going. But I was like, "You better go. Like, I want you to go."
Them heifers couldn't be loose like they wanted to because he's gonna go back and tell that information. That's the reason why they was mad. That's exactly why they was mad. Yeah.
No, he wasn't around.
Y'all want to be hiding the goddamn pants, and that dude being there is like cop blocking. And y'all can't be hiding the pants like you want to because he was gonna go back and tell your man you was hot in the pants. I seen the way you was backing that thing up when that juvenile came on and he was gonna go tell it. Yeah, Shimon, go on tell the truth. You know what it is.
I don't know the women that y'all be hanging around. I really want y'all to get a different clique.
You know what happens when
I
that
really want y'all to upgrade y'all
Shin,
friends.
Shin,
I
Shin,
really,
you speak from
man.
a privileged position, man.
Now,
Oh my
that thing comes up. I know how you act. I seen
Oh my
girls like you, Shimon.